I just don't want it. I think I'm drunk.
It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela if you're new here. Today's video is the long-awaited life update. I have been doing a lot of sit-down videos as of lately. I haven't really vlogged or been that transparent with you guys, and I know videos like this really help me connect with you guys. It also gives you a chance to get to know me a little bit more, so I just want to be an open book, and we're drinking wine at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm just gonna do my makeup today. I'm not really gonna walk you through the steps. It's gonna be a very easy everyday makeup look. A lot has been going on, so make sure you guys grab your snacks and get ready for this video because it's been a while. First and foremost, I wanna give a shout out to my friend. She actually has started her own business. I'm so proud of her. I actually have her candles right here. So she started a candle line called Simply Bare, and I'm just so proud of her. I wanted to include her in this video. This is amazing. It smells so fresh and so clean, and it's actually very strong. It kind of reminds me of Bath & Body Works candles, and yeah, it's natural. It's actually a business based out here in Vegas, but I will have a link for you guys down below if you guys want to check it out. It's super cute. She has very aesthetically pleasing candles, which I love because they match almost everything in my house. So shout out to you, Erin, and make sure you guys check it out. I'll have a link down below in the description. By the way, this is not sponsored or anything. I'm just so very proud of my friend, and I just love these candles, so go check it out. So much has been going on in my life, and recently I actually just had my first YouTube burnout experience. And it was very, very overwhelming for me. Honestly, you guys, I haven't had a burnout ever before. Like, even through the last 3 years I've been on YouTube, I haven't really felt like I needed to take breaks or anything like that. And I'm just going through a very like transformative time in my life that this burnout really did feel like overwhelming to the point where I literally couldn't think for myself, if that makes sense. I couldn't come up with any ideas. I just was so exhausted. I just felt like everything was just blank. And this was going on for a good, I want to say like a good 2 weeks. I think it was a creative block as well, because I never had a day where I just didn't have any ideas. So the fact that my brain just wasn't creating thoughts at all was just so weird to me. I was actually feeling so emotional, like very, very sensitive and emotional. Just imagine being like so overwhelmed and just shut down. And there was nothing I can do as far as like self-care or anything to make me feel better. It was literally just waiting it out and resting a lot and just finding the inspiration again. I just feel like you just have to let that feeling pass, and you can't really act on it because your body's literally telling you that it needs to rest. And the fact that I've been on the go nonstop for days, weeks, months on end, I think my body was just like, okay, you need to relax. Usually I get so paranoid about taking off too much time because, you know, I want to hit my goals and everything, and I'm just so determined to get where I want to be in life, and I just don't want to waste time. I feel like when you work on self-care and you work on all these things, you're still actively doing something, so you're not completely resting. And I think that's what I needed this whole time, is to actually turn everything off and just rest. That's honestly why I haven't posted. I mean, I posted the other day, but I haven't posted for a whole month since then, and I didn't even feel like bad about it, which I would in the past. So other than that, before this, I was actually going through heartbreak for the last 5 months, and I've been trying to heal myself from it, and I feel like I'm in such a great place now that I'm able to talk about it without getting too emotional. But this heartbreak was different from the rest. And mind you, I had many heartbreaks in my entire life. But this one was the one that really really hurt so much to where I felt so much internal pain. It's also a very transformative one because I actually found a lot of myself in this whole connection alone, and I discovered parts of myself that's been missing for years. So it's kind of bittersweet. I don't know, I'm in a place right now where I'm just going with the flow, and whatever is meant for me is meant for me. But I'm not gonna really go into what happened because I truly believe that this connection was so important to me, and I really do want to keep it private. I want to make sure that person is protected because they didn't ask for any type of exposure or anything, but I do want to talk about like my experiences of healing and all that stuff. So with this particular person, you guys have already seen him on my channel before if you've been following me for a while, but this person has been my best friend for years. Even before we even got together, we were so close and we had a crazy connection. It was so good, such a strong bond. I think that's also why this situation hurt me a lot. This time around, it was kind of, it hit home. It hit differently. We just had a lot that we went through already, and then we had a lot planned for us. So I think that's also why, like, it kind of was a big disappointment almost. I think that person came into my life for a reason, and it was meant to happen either way. Like, even if I chose a different choice in life, I just felt like that person had to come into my life to be able to transform me, because before I even met him, I was such a completely different person. And then when I actually had him in my life and we went through a lot of things, I learned about myself through everything that we've ever been through. So in a way, I kind of appreciate the whole experience, even though it wasn't for my best interests. I really do appreciate it because it brought me way closer to my higher self, and it just made me whole. I just found myself, and it's such a beautiful thing as well. So that's why I don't wish any bad on anyone, and whatever was meant to happen was gonna happen regardless. So I'm kind of just accepting it for what it is instead of putting blame or regretting or anything like that. I don't regret anything. As much pain as I felt, you guys, you would have thought like my life would have been over because of how badly I was hurt. It honestly made me so strong, and I'm only sharing this because I know you guys need to hear this too. And I know we all go through this type of pain, especially in relationships. So I'm only sharing this with you guys because it's not always a bad thing when stuff like this happens. So throughout my whole breakup, I actually wrote down some notes on my phone because I knew I wanted to make a video about healing from it. I just didn't know like how I would address it, but I wanted to write down some notes for you guys because I wanted to really, honestly, really experience everything that I was going through and remember every step that I went through in my breakup that made me accept the situation and made me where I am today, which is very, 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 very positive and in a good place. So the first thing that I went through in the breakup that I did differently from all the other breakups was keeping everything to myself. But usually when we break up with people or we're extremely hurt to that extent, we just want to vent to everyone. We want to get advice from everyone. We kind of panic and we don't know what to do, so we look for people that are outside of the relationship to give advice. I just felt like this time around it hurt so much that I didn't want anyone's input on what was happening, and I also wanted to process it within myself without allowing other people to dictate my decisions. And I think that really helped because not only was I able to actually process what was happening and how I was feeling, but I understood that like no one else understands our connection but me and that person, and no one else can give advice on that situation if they haven't been in it before. So I just felt like there was no one out there that can give me the right advice because I only knew him in a certain way that no one else knew him, and he knew me on that exact same level. So there's no one in this world that can actually give me advice on that person, because he wasn't ever that open with anyone in life in general, not even his own family. So I felt like I wanted to get the answers within myself, and that's exactly what I did. I actually isolated myself a lot, and I do think that that's a healthy thing, not only because you're able to like sit with your own thoughts and how you feel, and you're able to release whatever you need to release without anyone's energy, but I actually naturally wanted to do that because I felt so attacked energetically. I felt so vulnerable. I felt like I couldn't be in public without breaking down or feeling overwhelmed, because I pick up on energy so easily. Even being around like my family and stuff like that was hard for me, because I just felt so vulnerable and so weak at the time. So I really took care of myself in that aspect, was just blocking out my energy from everyone until I felt secure. And I think that really helped me as well to just become a strong person in general. It just was so empowering after I was able to get beyond my emotions, and I just allowed myself to feel. I really allowed myself to feel this time. Before, I would distract myself from feeling. I would just be super busy. I don't have time to feel emotions, but those emotions will obviously come up later on and create more issues, especially if you move on into another relationship. I really did sit with every single emotion I had and really just allowed myself to feel it as long as I needed to feel it. And I think that was something that helped me get past it a little bit at a time. I do feel like it took me a long time though. It took me a few months to actually feel like I was moving forward. I don't know. I wasn't trying to like block myself out from the world, but at the same time, that's something that I never did before. And this time around, I just wanted to grow in a different way. I didn't want to experience this again. I didn't want to attract this in my life again. So I felt like I needed to handle it in a different way, and that's my process of it. Not only just understanding like what happened, but understand like your position in the situation, because every relationship, obviously it takes two to have a relationship. And even though if somebody wasn't on the same page as you, you still contributed to the breakup, because there's a position that you have in the relationship to hold the relationship together. And even though it may be someone else's fault for the relationship ending, you still played a part in it. So I think understanding that, I had to do a lot of shadow work and a lot of like, they had a relationship shadow work that I did to understand my position in it. And for me, I just understood that I am emotionally unavailable at times, and it can come off as if I don't care. And you know, that can affect the relationship. That was something I was subconsciously doing. So I didn't know that was the issue at the time, but I knew now, like from learning from the whole experience, that that's something I need to work on. So once I understood that, I understood that this whole thing was going to keep happening until I learned my lessons as well. Wow, that's a lot, you guys. I need a drink. The next step is forgiveness. Forgiveness is just releasing the negative energy from your energy. You don't have to talk to this person to forgive them, but majority of it is just forgiving yourself at the same time. Although we can forgive other people and release the whole like thought of what happened and let it go and stuff like that, we actually could hold on to a lot of resentment towards ourselves for putting ourselves in that position. So I definitely do think that forgiving ourselves is the main thing that releases true forgiveness. When you feel like you have no regrets and you feel like you could have gone through the same thing again and just been stronger, even though I would never want to go through it again, I would, just because it brought me to such a great place within myself that I just don't think I would have ever gotten to this place if I didn't go through that. So I feel like once you become very strong in that aspect and you see it that way, that's how you know you've forgiven yourself. Kind of just accept life for what it is, and you just know that a lot of bad things are going to happen in life. But nothing is ever really that bad if you're learning about yourself and it's making you stronger. So learning how to forgive yourself also is very hard because I didn't really know how to do that. But I just learned that writing yourself love letters really does help that, and it really makes you understand that your inner child is the one that's crying out for help, crying out for love. So if you were to write a letter to your past self or future self, or to yourself in general, it will just make you feel love from yourself. I think that's what really helped me to forgive, because I didn't really know how to do that. But for me, honestly, I'm a writer. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a writer. I've been writing since I was like 7 years old. And genuinely, that's how I process things, and that's how I practice self-love at the same time. I honestly think that really helps me to understand myself to another level, and I honestly get a lot of answers on what I should do from my higher self through writing. So whatever creative thing that you can do that really helps you to become better, I think that's what you need to be practicing for self-love, because there's only so much self-care you can do from the outside. But self-love is really accepting all parts of you. It's really getting deep down in there in your shadow work or whatever it is, and really accepting the dark parts of you. So when you start to accept those things, I really do feel like it pushes you forward even more. Be prepared for emotional outbursts. Just random times, random days, you'll probably not be feeling it. And it's crazy because sometimes I would just be driving and I would just have an outburst and I would just hysterically cry. Sometimes you just gotta give yourself that moment, allow yourself to release. And sometimes you don't have to, feed into that feeling. Like, you don't have to give it a meaning. You don't have to act on it. You don't have to do anything. Just allow yourself to feel it, accept it. And what really helped me is to tell myself that I love myself and I accept that feeling so that it can be released and I don't have to keep feeling that over and over again. But mind you, this is going to happen a lot, especially if it's fresh. So allow yourself to feel it for as long as you need to feel it. Give yourself that time, because we don't want to rush the process. Also, these emotional outbursts will actually make you question your healing journey altogether, but don't allow that to take over. Don't allow that to control you. Just allow the emotion to come, and I promise you, all these emotions will come. They'll get really, really intense, and then all of a sudden, it'll just go away. So as long as you're able to let it go away and not feel it anymore, and you're just all of a sudden you're good, I promise you, that's how you build your emotional intelligence and just really allow yourself to actually heal instead of suppress everything, Hope this is helping you guys, because I went through a lot for this. Actually, I got rid of everything I ever owned. Not only just from, I just felt like I needed to purge my whole life, not just from this situation, but I just needed to get rid of everything from my past, if that makes sense. So I honestly am starting over as far as clothing, different skincare products, shit I don't use, anything, old blankets, stuff like that, stuff that I feel like that holds energy. Really cleansing that from your space really helps you to move forward. What I really realized, if you have a lot of things with emotional attachments that are around you, it's always going to be in your subconscious mind. It's kind of like having a vision board, right? The vision board is meant for you to think about that thing every time you see it. Same thing, if you have emotional attachment to anything physical in your space that you're in all the time, it's gonna be hard to heal. I just think for yourself, like if you want to be able to move past any situation that you've gone through, but certain things are making you think of memories or a certain time in your life that maybe you were in a bad place, let go of it, you know? Getting rid of all of that makes room for more in your life, and it makes room for the better things to come in. I didn't tell you guys this yet, but I bought a new car. I'm so excited to show you guys. Subscribe if you want to see the car tour. But I bought a new car that's actually mine, like all mine. I only say that because every car I've ever had was for somebody else, and I just had a lot of bad memories in my other cars that it held a lot of emotional attachments that weren't so great. So I really felt like having a new car was just a new start in my life, something that I can just call my own without having to sit in any negative energy and feeling like that past situations are always gonna haunt me, you know what I mean? And then another thing I definitely recommend is journaling. So this is a step that I did from the beginning of the heartbreak. This is something for me just to release and get all of my emotions outside of me. And that's a way for me to process everything I was going through as well, because sometimes when you're feeling a lot of emotions or a lot of things, it's hard to actually understand them or see it for what it is. It's hard to see the facts. So when you separate the facts from your emotions, it's easier to see it on paper. And it'll actually help you to move forward, understand things, and really process things in a more effective way. So journaling is definitely a lifesaver, you guys. Not even just for heartbreak, but for manifestations, for just life in general, everything. And it's crazy because I've been doing that since I was 7 years old without even knowing it. And no wonder why I love to write everything down, because it's honestly amazing. Next thing is to create a new routine, and definitely do this because I think creating a new routine is just moving forward. Having a new life really just helps everything, because if you're stuck in one routine, you're going through a lot, you're not gonna feel like you're moving forward at all. So I definitely do feel like having a new routine just helps you create more ideas for yourself. It helps you to do just something different for yourself, and it keeps you looking forward in life. So whatever you gotta do to switch it up. For me, I just did a lot of things that I always wanted to do. I made time for my friends. I actually ended up getting a new job, which I love, and yeah, it just became all about me, and it really just helped me to focus on what I really want in life. When I was first going through everything, it was still very hard, even though I had a new routine, to feel positive about life. But it all takes time, you know? So for the last thing is to let go, and whatever this means for you, okay? So if that just means letting go of the situation as far as like what had happened, letting go of resentment or anger, whatever it is, or letting go of the whole relationship and moving on and moving forward, whatever that means for you, I feel like that is a must, because you can't obviously keep allowing yourself to grow from things if you keep holding on to the past. And for me, I had to let go of all of my negative emotions and emotions in general. Honestly, I've never felt this in my life before, but in this breakup, I actually felt a lot of numbness. Like, I became emotionally numb to everything. I was like that for a good 3 months. Like, I just didn't feel anything. And it was the weirdest thing, because I didn't even feel happy. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel sad. I just felt nothing. And I think that's because it was just so much pain involved that I couldn't process it. And I just felt like I was in shock. I just felt like no matter what I did or where I went, I was just zoned out. And I don't know, I I didn't have like any care in the world to be around people or talk to people. I just was there. It's the strangest feeling, but that was the first time I ever felt numb. And that's also what was kind of scary because I'm so used to being emotional. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a water sign, so I'm very emotional a lot of the time. And to actually feel nothing was very, very different for me. But after I felt like I actually processed a lot of the things, I actually felt what I was going through, I was able to like let go some of the anger and resentment and sadness, and I just didn't want to identify with that anymore. So that was just something that I had to go through and understand on my own, because for so long I didn't feel anything. And it's crazy because I felt so much pain, the most pain in my life, but I also felt nothing. So this was like a crazy journey. Crazy journey. But yeah, so that's all I have for like healing from a breakup / heartbreak. I just wanted to share with you guys because even though it was such a bad experience, I felt so alone. I actually received so much love from you guys. It's just crazy because the amount of love and support that I receive from people that haven't even seen me in person is insane. And at times when I felt like I was going through this by myself, it was like energetically everyone just felt what I was going through and reached out or reassured me of how much they cared about me. And like, it was just so much love from everyone. And I'm just truly grateful because I realize I'm not alone. I don't have to feel that way. And things like this can only make me stronger when you're on a certain path in life. You know, maybe not everyone's meant to go there with you. I'm at a place in life right now. I'm very at peace. I'm very happy. I am very, very blessed. I had a lot of opportunities open up for me since this happened, and I am just truly grateful. I've actually found my power as far as a lot of deeper spiritual things, and I don't wish bad on anyone, no matter what, you know, like that's just not who I am as a person. I'm always going to be love. I will always reflect love, and that's just how I am. I do everything with love, and I would never go out of my way to be anything less, because karma is a real thing and I can't afford that right now. I don't know, guys. It's just, life is crazy, but it's also a very beautiful, transformative thing, and us humans are amazing. We have so much power within ourselves that I think a lot of people need to be more aware of. Life is just not that serious at the end of the day. It's really not. And it's crazy because I never thought I would be here right now saying this, because there was times in my life that I felt like everything was against me, and I felt like life sucks so bad that why be on earth? But I think that getting yourself out of that mental space and actually receiving what you truly deserve really helps you understand that life is such a beautiful opportunity. It's such a beautiful experience, and we are so blessed to be able to be humans with this powerful mind and live in this beautiful world. It's great, you know? I feel like I just did so much inner work that I'm finally at a place where I can say this, you know? But let's move on, because this is a life update. I told you guys this is gonna be forever. If you guys want me to go into depth on like relationships and things like that, comment down below. But other than that, I've actually been microdosing. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I actually wanted to do it for so long, even before all of this happened. But I basically got the opportunity to start microdosing, and I actually was doing it for like a month, and then I stopped. But now I'm gonna be on another journey to do it again, because I felt like it really did help me a lot, and it's honestly been helping me a lot as far as like my emotional stability and really, really healing from everything that I've been through. And I've been using it as a tool to get deeper within myself, because I don't know if you guys have seen some of my other videos where I talk about meditation and astral projection and self-care and all this stuff. But I felt like I could have used something to support that even more. So I was just doing all of the healing work that I needed to do on my own, and I felt like I could have stepped it up a little bit. So I got the opportunity to get some microdoses. It's been an amazing journey. Like, I didn't even feel like I'm experiencing what I thought I would experience, because at the time when I first heard about it, I thought I was going to like basically be doing drugs and feeling crazy. But it's literally not that at all. It honestly just makes your life just a little bit better. It reminds me of just like taking vitamins that just make you feel good, you know, like you just feel supported and you just feel emotionally stable. I'm not gonna go into the whole experience of it because I feel like it's gonna make this video way too long, but it's definitely helped me like heal some aspects of myself that I couldn't access before. And it honestly just helped me get more into my creativity, because I needed to self-express like everything I was going through, and there was sometimes I just had like creative blockages that wouldn't allow me to do that because I was feeling too much, if that makes sense. Honestly, it's such a great experience. Like, you actually don't feel anything, but for me, I have anxiety, and it basically takes away the whole overthinking aspect of anxiety. But if you don't have anxiety, it just basically makes you feel more grounded and more in tune with your creativity, if that makes sense. So I've been doing that and I've been loving it. I feel like it's like a way of life almost. I did try to vlog a little bit of my microdosing experience, but honestly, it doesn't make me feel different at all. Like, you don't feel like you took something. You just notice more details of things. You just become more creative. You have more energy, and you just feel more centered and grounded and just good, you know? So I didn't end up finishing that vlog because there was honestly nothing really different. It's just a feeling that you have to experience. So I don't know, I just never uploaded it. So other than that, I actually got a new job, you guys. That's also why I haven't made that many videos recently. I've been so busy with that, and it's honestly like very, very draining because I haven't worked in like 2 years, and just jumping right into another job, and it's nightlife job at that, which is what I did before, but it just takes a lot of energy out of me because I also have my son, I also have YouTube during the week, and then I have that on the weekend, so I really have no day off, and it's been draining, but it's been worth it because I met a lot of very fun, beautiful souls there, and I just love being surrounded by that. I feel like that's what I really needed this whole time, because I was isolated for a while and I was starting to get a little too much in my feelings, and so I needed something to balance it out. So having a new job just helped me get in the routine of being around people, because I don't like going out, honestly. I really don't. I do it sometimes here and there just to like feel like I'm having more balance in my life, but I honestly am such a homebody, and when you're on YouTube all the time and like creating stuff, you tend to feel alone a lot and depressed sometimes because, you know, like not a lot of people understand like this type of job and all the work that goes into it and stuff like that. So I felt like I needed something that was valuable, that where I was gonna make money and feel accomplished, but I also wasn't going out all the time as well. So I felt like this job was just a good balance, and the way that I got the job was just meant to be. Like, it literally just fell into my lap, and I was just like, okay, this is meant to be. And it just happened to be such a perfect schedule so that I can balance YouTube and that and still have time for my son. So I'm truly grateful for that. And it's honestly so fun. I love all my friends there, and it doesn't really feel like work, honestly. I don't know, guys. I'm in such a good place. I'm feeling so good by myself that I'm not even interested in dating at all. Like I really just, I'm loving myself so much more now, and I can tell because I became so confident in myself. I just be looking at myself sometimes and I'm just like, wow, like you are truly great. Like you are beautiful. And that's something I never can tell myself before. So the fact that I'm doing all this work, I just know that I'm on the right track, because now I'm actually feeling the benefits of all the work I put into myself. I just don't feel like wasting my time, honestly. Like I really don't have the time or energy to be given away to anyone. When you become single, everyone's like, oh, you need to put yourself out there, you need to go on dates, you need to, you know, figure out life, blah blah blah. But honestly, like for me, dating is pointless because I can't do small talk. Like I hate it so much, and I just know what I want. Like I know exactly what I want, and my energy can feel if that's it or not. And so I just don't want to give out any of my time to anyone, because I honestly need to be giving it back to myself. So I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks this, but for me, dating is so cringy. Like I just don't want to feel awkward. I just don't want any of that pressure of dating. I'm honestly good. Like I'm so good. Like we are straight over here. Even when I talk to my friends about it and just hearing all their dating stories and how they waste their time with whoever else and then move on to the next, I'm always just like, how do you get yourself to do all that and then like not get anywhere? You know what I mean? Like how do you, like, I just don't get it. I've actually been in relationships my whole entire life. Since I was 15 years old, I haven't been single until now. Which is crazy. And that's how you know, like, I was in a toxic cycle, because I haven't had time to love myself or be with myself or figure myself out. So I think that's also why I have this mindset about dating. Like I'd rather not. Like I'd rather be alone, for sure. As many blessings that were blocked while I was with other people, I just don't feel like having anything else blocked for me now. I'm honestly leaving it up to the universe at this point, because I just honestly want whoever God has for me. Like I don't want anything less. I want exactly who is meant for me, who God is sending me or whatever. Like I really just want to focus on myself until that happens, because I don't need any more years of my life being wasted. And this is the last year of my 20s, you guys. Like I am spoiling myself. I am working hard. I'm doing what I need to do to get where I want to be, because by the time I hit 30, life is going to be completely different than what it is now. And that's my goal. So I just don't think I have any time to waste now. And hard because since I've never been single, I feel like I'm getting a lot of attention and I keep dodging the bullet. I feel like I've ghosted so many people because I just don't need it right now. Like I just don't want it. I think I'm drunk. I only had one glass, you guys. This shit is strong. This is a little light B. This is my like everyday makeup, you guys. Like I wear this to work every day. It's super cute. Alright guys, this is the final look. I'm low-key lit messing with you guys. I had one glass of wine and I am loaded. I gotta go run errands and stuff like that. I hope you guys enjoyed my little life update. That's what I've been up to for the last 5 months or so, behind the scenes of everything. And I just wanted to be more transparent with you guys, connect with you guys. I do want to film a Q&A where I'll be answering all your guys' questions. So just make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, where I'll have a lot of the polls and stuff like that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below. And I love you guys so much. I also just want to thank you guys for supporting me and just always being here for me. You guys always have such positive things to say, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And I am grateful for every single one of you guys. So thank you guys so much. But this is it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.